The first people you bring into your startup usually say a lot more about you than about them. My name is David. I'm an entrepreneur in the 3D printing space, and I'm building in public. Most of our early hires didn't come in as fully formed professionals. They all started as interns. Curious, motivated, willing to learn. Good people. People who wanted to be around what we were building. The atmosphere was electric. There was excitement, momentum, and a genuine sense that we were doing something new, because we were. We worked hard, but we had a lot of fun. Long days didn't feel heavy yet. They felt like progress. And there's one particular person that stands out in this last 8-year journey. Joe started as an intern. At some point, without making any sort of announcement, he quit his course. He didn't tell us. He just started showing up for longer hours than the internship dictated. And he committed fully. He essentially hired himself. To this day, Joe is the heart and soul of this team. Whatever it takes, he's there. Design, manufacturing, problem solving, it doesn't matter. There were moments where we'd spend 2 days straight together, closing off 6 massive orders at the same time, running on very little sleep, just focused on getting things done. That kind of commitment can't be manufactured. You definitely can't hire it off a CV. Those early days were full of energy. But alongside the good, there were a lot of close calls. As the business started to show promise, other people began to circle. Some wanted to join as partners, some as investors. Many came with big promises. All of them came with big visions. Most of them, very little substance. At that time, I didn't yet have any experience to separate intent from execution. Most of these conversations almost took the business completely off the rails in directions it shouldn't have gone. Looking back, some of these moments were much closer to going wrong than I realized at the time. We were lucky, and luck is not a strategy. As the company grew, the dynamics inside the team started to change. What worked in a small, energetic group doesn't always scale cleanly. Some team members grew with the company, others slowly became misaligned. There wasn't any sort of dramatic fallout. It was more subtle than that. In a small team, one person's outlook spreads quickly. A bit of frustration at the client, a bit of negativity, quiet resistance. It creeps in. You only really notice when things are already tense, deadlines start pressing, things start going wrong, power cuts. These things just push. At those moments where these moments always surfaced when pressure was highest. Cash constraints, tight deadlines, or difficult decisions. That's when the misalignments were clear as day. At that time, you would attribute those moments to moment like stress. It's popped up. We're tired. Looking back, they were signals. The business was changing, and not everyone was changing with it. Me included. None of this means that the early hires were a mistake. They were right for the phase we were in. They helped us survive, learn, and grow. But as the company evolved, that cost of misalignment became more and more real, emotionally, operationally, and financially. And that's where things started to feel different for me. The excitement was still there, but was now mixed with responsibility. The weight of decisions increased and the margin for error shrank. That's when the business stopped feeling like a project and started feeling like something that needed to be held together carefully. Next, I want to talk about that shift. The point where things didn't break, but they came heavier. Later, lately, gradually, and in a way that changes how you show up every day. As a CEO, as a founder, and as a leader.